There's absolutely no shortage of affordable V8 muscle on the market these days, for now at least. But as well as the Fords and Holdens that have dominated for decades, this is a car that's stealing some of that large car limelight. It's the Chrysler 300, but not just any 300. This is the SRT version, complete with the biggest engine in the business, a whopping 6.4 litre V8. It's pure Americana, now with a little more grunt, 350 kilowatts or 470 horsepower in the old money. As well as the underbonnet tweaks, there's a revised front look with a grille that somehow manages to take up more real estate than the one it replaces, plus some LED taillights among other updates to the jewellery. But it's the new transmission that's the big news in the new 300. Gone's the dated 5-speed, and in its place is a new 8-speed, and doesn't it make a huge difference? For starters, it just selects so quickly. It's suddenly in a gear and you're off. It really does make an amazing difference to the performance, and on top of that you've got 637 Newton meters to play with, so there's an almighty wallop in the back when you do take off. And of course, that sound. It's a pretty good mix. That's one thing they've absolutely nailed on this car. That means it's quicker off the line, with claims that a few tenths have been shaved off the 0 to 100k an hour time. So something in the vicinity of 4.5 seconds. So this is a wind got my own airstrip. Time to test out the launch control function. I can adjust fully the engine revs at which it launches. So roll up on the line and dial it up. Got everything set there for track, race options, so launch RPM setup. So I think looking at all this rain, I don't want it revving too hard because we're going to end up just wheel spinning on the line. So I reckon maybe 2,500 revs, somewhere around that. Activate it, foot hard on the brake, flat on the throttle. Still a fair bit of wheel spin there, but it's picking up pretty well now. So it's 0 to 100 in 5.6 seconds, quarter mile of 13.3 at 173 kilometres an hour. So not the world's quickest, but it was all lost off the start line there. Wheel spin, not what you can do when you're trying to get 350 kilowatts to a wet bit of bitumen. And just to really kick things off, now it's starting to hail. Now, of course, that was all done in the rain. Hardly the best way to get a decent time out of it. In the dry, it's a lot more lively and a lot less likely to fire into wheel spin. Quick then. Yet while the SRT is performance focused, it's not totally at the expense of everything else. The SRT doesn't shy away from corners, for example. The big 20-inch tyres are pretty effective. The biggest challenge they've got is trying to contain all the grunt at the back end, but through bends, they're not bad. And the new electric steering system is nicely weighted. It's actually pretty light, but direct, gives you a decent idea of what's going on. Less impressive is the way it deals with bumps. In its most focused track mode, it is absolutely ultra bumpy. It's pretty out of control. You wouldn't live with that driving on the road like this. In street mode, it's a lot more compliant. You can actually feel it sort of deals with the bigger bumps pretty well. Not so good at the little ones. You get a bit of pattering going on and a bit of suspension noise, so it just sort of clunks and so on occasionally. The back seats too don't have anything like the sprawling room of a Falcon or Commodore, and that high window line gives a sporty feeling, but it makes you feel quite deep in the car. It's a minor blotch on an otherwise impressive interior. The dash is bold, just like the rest of the car, and there's a new 7-inch screen in the instrument cluster to complement the 8.4-inch colour control screen in the centre of the car. Plenty of functionality and gadgetry in that centre screen too. Although I'm not sold on the analogue clock. Not that I've got any issue with having to think to read the time, but it just doesn't seem to match the rest of the dash, which is all high-tech. You've got nice carbon fibre, you've got fancy screens, customisable stuff, blue illumination. It otherwise is quite a modern sort of funky look, except for that clock. And in many ways that's the story of the SRT. It's really good in some areas, great even, but there's a few niggles there, so it is less than perfect.